Hi everyone, it's Carol with 𝐵einspiredmarket.net. So today we're going to be working with this Goodwill frame that I bought. It was $2.99. You're also going to need Waverly paint in the color Elephant and White, and then some Vaseline. So the Waverly paint you can get from Walmart. And then I picked up these roses from Michael's. With the coupon, they were only $2.50. So I removed the glass because I won't be needing that. And now we're going to start on the project. So with anything that you purchase from Goodwill, you want to make sure that you clean it. I typically use either a furniture cleaner that's specially made for furniture, or you can use something as simple as vinegar and water. You just want to make sure that your frame is completely clean, just because you want to make sure that your paint adheres to the surface. So if there's anything on there, you'll see that that's what happens when you start seeing some chips and things like that. So this is a beautiful color of white. I mean, honestly, the frame could have just been left white and it would have been fine, but I wanted to take it up a notch. I have a lot of white decor in my home, so I wanted this to be a little different. And since we're going to be using the white roses, I wanted the roses to pop. So once you have your base coat done, you can go ahead and make sure to dry the paint completely. I'm using my Wagner dryer. This is one of my favorite craft supply tools, and it is actually on the blog under the top 10 craft supplies at 𝐵einspiredmarket.net because I love it so much. So you can find it there. So again, I'm just going around. When you use these commercial dryers, you just got to make sure that you're moving it around so that the paint doesn't blister. So now we're going to use the Vaseline. And the purpose of the Vaseline is this is going to help us distress this frame with little effort. So all I'm doing is taking the Vaseline and applying it to the frame wherever I'm going to want that white to come back through. So typically you put that on the corners or on anything that's raised. It's just going to make this frame pop. Now I take my elephant paint and I go ahead and apply that right over the Vaseline and the white paint. A tip when you have a frame or anything that you're working with that has a raised surface, you can always just take your paintbrush and kind of stipple in there just to make sure that everything is covered. Now again, this technique can be used for any color that you have on hand, anything that goes with your decor. I wanted something in this gray color just to go with our home decor. There's something about this color and what we're going to do with the roses that just seems so farmhouse to me. And again, you can use any color or any flowers. Same technique. So just make sure that you're covering all your areas. What I always find, it's easier to pick up the piece. I always notice if I don't, and I finish painting and actually clean my brushes, that I've always missed the spot. So just move your piece around, getting in there and making sure that everything is covered. And once you have that done, you're going to then move on to the next step. So just dry your piece. Again, you can see Bill telling me I missed a spot. So you just dry your piece. Now, you don't have to dry it completely. I did dry mine more than I wanted to, but it still worked. So you can dry it to the point where it's not fully dry. So in this case, I took my towel. Now, this is where the distressing happens. So I just dampened my towel because I did dry my paint a little too much. And then you just go over the entire piece wherever you had the Vaseline. So I put it on the edges. I put it up on the raised parts of the frame. So you're just wanting that white to come through. Again, you're not using sandpaper. It's because that Vaseline had it, where you didn't have to distress it. So I just keep wiping it. Again, go over the entire surface because wherever that Vaseline was, it will end up coming off. And now we move on to the roses. So the roses, again, I purchased from Michael's. It was $2.50. I got 12 of them. 11 of them were all the same size, and then there were 2 smaller ones, and I'll show you a hack at the end of this, how I made it work, but I just love this. I mean, again, it's thinking outside of the box. You don't have to put a picture in a picture frame. You can definitely do something different, and I feel this is very different. So I'm just taking the roses and putting them onto the cardboard. Now, another thing you can do is you can take some paint and water it down, and then maybe add some color if you wanted to do that to the roses as well. So just do whatever you feel you want to do. This is just to inspire you. So this is just showing you how I just remove them from the stems. They typically come off very easily, and then cut off any of the stems so that they lay flat. So I put them again next to each other, but there's so many ideas with this. It's just a different, unique piece. So that was number 10, 11, and then with the 12th one, you'll see I was left with 2 smaller roses. So what I ended up doing was removing some of the leaves from one of the smaller roses. It takes a little bit of work, but you can get it out. And then all I did was simply then glue it to the other small rose, and voila, I had another larger rose to put as my 12th flower. And that's it. Super easy. I absolutely love this piece, and I hope it inspires you, and I can't say enough about it. So if you would like more DIYs, visit beinspiredmarket.net.